Let's solve the first question. Find the ratio of 40 paise to 4 rupees. To solve this, we need to convert both values to the same unit first. Let's understand what we're working with. In Indian currency, 100 paise equals 1 rupee. This is our conversion factor. We have 40 paise on one side, 4 rupees on the other side. To find the ratio, we need both values in the same unit. Let's convert 4 rupees to paise. Since 1 rupee equals 100 paise, 4 rupees will equal 4 times 100 paise. Now we can write our ratio. We have 40 paise to 400 paise. To simplify this ratio, we can divide both numbers by their greatest common factor. Both 40 and 400 can be divided by 40. Therefore, the ratio of 40 paise to 4 rupees is 1 to 10, or 1:10. Looking at our options, this matches with option D. Let's verify our answer. If we take the ratio 1:10, this means for every 1 paise on the left side, we have 10 paise on the right side. Since we started with 40 paise on the left, we should have 40 times 10 is equal to 400 paise, or 4 rupees, on the right, which matches our original problem. Remember the key steps. First convert to the same units, then write the ratio, and finally simplify the ratio by dividing both numbers by their greatest common factor. Let's solve a percentage problem. The question asks, if 20% of x equals 80, find x. Let's visualize this problem. Imagine we have a rectangle representing the whole quantity x. The problem tells us that 20% of this quantity, which is this portion here, equals 80. To solve this problem algebraically, let's first convert 20% to a decimal. 20% is equal to 0.2, so we can write our equation as 0.2 times x equals 80. To solve for x, we need to divide both sides by 0.2. This will isolate x on the left side of the equation. 0.2 divides into 8,400 times, so x equals 400. Let's verify our answer. If 20% of 400 equals 80, then our solution is correct. 0.2 times 400 does equal 80, so our answer is correct. Let's visualize our solution. If this rectangle represents 400, then 20% of it, or 80, is this portion here. We can see that 80 is 1/5 of 400, which matches our 20% proportion. In conclusion, when 20% of x equals 80, x must equal 400. We solve this by converting the percentage to a decimal, setting up an equation, and solving for x. Let's learn about selling price and how it relates to market price and discount. The market price is the original price of an item before any discounts are applied. A discount is a reduction in the price, usually to attract customers or clear inventory. The selling price is the final price that customers actually pay after the discount has been subtracted from the market price. The relationship between these components can be expressed in a simple formula. Selling price equals market price minus discount. Let's look at an example. Suppose a store is selling a shirt with a market price of $50. If they offer a 20% discount, that's $10 off. Therefore, the selling price would be $50 minus $10, which equals $40. To summarize, the selling price is what customers actually pay, and it's always the market price minus any discounts. This simple relationship is fundamental to retail pricing and sales calculations. Let's solve this discount problem. The question is, what's the sale price of a 300 Indian rupees bag with a 20% discount? We use the formula. Selling price equals market price discount. The market price is 300 Indian rupees, and the discount is 20%. First, calculate the discount. 300 times 0.20 is equal to 60. Now, subtract the discount from the market price. 300 minus 60 is equal to 240. This is the selling price. Let's verify. 20% of 300 is 60, and 300 minus 60 is equal to 240. Let's learn how to calculate the rate of discount. We'll use the formula. Rate of discount equals discount slash market price times 100%. This formula tells us what percentage of the original price the discount represents. Here's our problem. An item has a market price of 600 Indian rupees and a discount of 60 Indian rupees. What's the discount rate? We'll use the discount rate formula. Discount rate equals discount slash market price times 100%. Plugging in the values, we have 60 Indian rupees slash 600 Indian rupees times 100%. Simplifying the fraction gives us 1/10. Multiplying 1/10 by 100%, we get 10%. Let's visualize this. The entire bar represents the 600 Indian rupees market price 100%. The green section shows the 60 Indian rupees discount, which is 10% of the market price. So, the discount rate is 10%. This is correct because 60 Indian rupees is 10% of 600 Indian rupees. Let's solve a problem about calculating a price increase. A motorcycle originally priced at 34,000 rupees has a 20% price increase. Let's find the new price. To solve this, let's break it down into two steps. Step 1. Calculate the amount of the increase. To find a 20% increase, we multiply the original price by 0.20. Let's see why we use 0.20. 20% means 20 parts out of 100, which is written as 20 over 100, which equals 0.20 in decimal form. Now, let's calculate the increase amount. 34,000 times 0.20 equals 6,800 rupees. This is the amount of the increase. Step 2. Add the increase to the original price. 34,000 plus 6,800 equals 40,800 rupees. Let's visualize this increase. Here's the original price of 34,000 rupees, and here's the increase of 6,800 rupees. Together, they make the new price of 40,800 rupees. Therefore, after a 20% increase, the new price of the motorcycle is 40,800 rupees. This shows how we can calculate percentage increases by first finding the increase amount and then adding it to the original value. Compound interest problem step by step. We need to calculate the compound interest on 50,000 rupees at 4% per annum for 2 years, compounded annually. Let's understand what compound interest means. In the first year, we earn interest on our principal of 50,000 rupees. But in the second year, we earn interest not just on the original principal, but also on the interest we earned in the first year. This is why it's called compound interest. The interest compounds or builds upon itself. The formula for compound interest is A equals P times the quantity 1 plus R divided by N, all raised to the power of NT, where A is the final amount, P is the principal, R is the rate, N is the number of times interest is compounded per year, and T is the time in years. Let's plug in our values. We have 50,000 rupees as principal. 1 plus 0.04 divided by 1, all raised to the power of 1 times 2. This simplifies to 50,000 times 1.04 squared. Now, let's solve this step by step. First, 1.04 squared equals 1.0816. Multiplying this by 50,000 gives us 54,080 rupees as our final amount. To find the compound interest, we subtract the initial principal from the final amount, 54,080 minus 50,000 equals 4,080 rupees. Therefore, option B, 4,080 rupees, is the correct answer. Notice that this is more than what we would get with simple interest, which would be 4,000 rupees. The extra 80 rupees comes from earning interest on our first year's interest. That's the power of compound interest. Let's solve this profit calculation problem step by step. The cost of an article was 15,500 rupees, and 450 rupees were spent on repairs. If it is sold for a profit of 15%, we need to find the selling price. First, let's calculate the total cost price. We need to add the initial cost and repair cost. That's 15,500 plus 450 rupees. Now that we have the total cost of 15,950 rupees, we need to calculate 15% profit on this amount. To find the selling price, we multiply the total cost by 1 plus the profit percentage divided by 100. Let's calculate this out. 15,950 times 1.15 equals 18,342.50 rupees. Therefore, the selling price of the article is 18,342 rupees and 50 paise. Looking at our options, we can see that B, 18,342.50 rupees is the correct answer. Let's solve this step by step. First, we need to calculate the sales tax amount. To do this, we multiply the price by the tax rate as a decimal. 12% as a decimal is 0.12. So 13,000 times 0.12 equals 1,560 rupees in sales tax. Now for step 2, we add the original price and the sales tax together to get the total amount. That's 13,000 plus 1,560, which equals 14,560 rupees. Looking at our options, we can see that 14,560 rupees corresponds to option C, which is our correct answer. Let's learn how to convert a ratio to a percentage. Our problem today is to convert the ratio 1 to 5 into a percentage. Let's visualize what 1 to 5 means. Imagine we have 5 equal parts and we're focusing on just one of them. This shows us that 1 to 5 represents one part out of 5 total parts. To convert a ratio to a percentage, we first need to write it as a fraction. 1 to 5 becomes 1 over 5. Next, to convert a fraction to a percentage, we multiply by 100%. This gives us 1 over 5 times 100%. Let's solve this step by step. Therefore, the ratio 1 to 5 is equal to 20%. Let's visualize 20% another way. Here's a percentage bar from 0 to 100%. 20% marks 1/5 of the way across the bar, just like our original ratio of 1 to 5. To summarize, we converted the ratio 1 to 5 to a percentage by first writing it as a fraction, 1 over 5, then multiplying by 100%, and finally calculating 20% as our answer.